A lot of people aren't as familiar, with the music NFT space and that sector that's kind of blossoming. It really is blowing up, and some people just aren't familiar with it. So where would one start? What's going on? What artists should we be checking out? What platforms? And then we could just have an open convo.
So how I even found out about it was like last spring. I found it in TokenSmart. I was in TokenSmart. They were doing live ciphers, and I heard people get up. And Louis was one of the first people I heard, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, not only are they doing ciphers here, which I didn't expect, like there's actually some good stuff here, and that opened up a whole world for me. I ended up finding Cipher. I ended up hearing Easy, Anna, and Kane, and all these people, and like it was really like not even hardly even in existence then. So there's a lot of music on Tezos too. So a lot of people were in Tezos early on. So a good way to start is really just try to get into, if you have a particular sound that you like. There's a lot of discourse now. There's a lot of regular platforms that are kind of easy to kind of get a feel for different things. So sound.xyz, catalog.works. There's another one that's on Matic that's called Mint Songs. There's a lot of things, but if you really want to hear it, and this is a perfect clip. So you can go check out Cypher and Easy and Kinshasa and Anna. They all do a great job of breaking it all down. But Kane, man, like Kane does a great job. Like you find Kane, I think he sleeps in Clubhouse. Like I don't know that he actually ever turns it off. But Kane gives one of the best explanations, right? So like a lot of people are like, well, why would I ever buy that? And his explanation, and I'm paraphrasing a bit here because I don't have it down perfect. Like the man has the pitch down. If you're a fan of a music and you're going to go buy, like think about it, like if you go buy vinyls or albums or something like that, and then at some point like you buy a t-shirt or a hat, that and then maybe you go see someone on tour, you're probably spending at least like 200-300, maybe $400 type of thing. Well, if I can give you access to my music where you help support me and you get something in return, whether that's merch or whether it's being a part of this community, whatever it may be, and then you retain value in what you originally purchased, and then a year down from the road you can get your money back out and you've gained whatever experience plus whatever utility in the meantime. Would I have done more for you than Jay-Z? And I'm like, fuck, man, that's a great argument. Like, yes, 100%. So you can get, and there's the whole range of it. So I mentioned catalog. Catalog is kind of like a super rare, kind of one of ones as far as music is concerned. Sound here does editions, and they have lots of different things with it. And there's new shit rolling out all the time, and people are super innovating in the space. Like there's a ton of people. So that it's not without its problems, but like if you wanted to get in on something, I know everybody always says we're early and stuff like that, but truly that is the case for music. And the reason why I mentioned that is just simply because of my collection alone. Like I've had people reach out to me and be like, oh dude, you got a dope collection, where that would never happen in PFPs or one-on-one visual arts. I've been fortunate enough to connect with a bunch of these artists, and like a few of them have been like actually on the Music Monday show. A lot of people working on a lot of stuff, but also it's a cool thing. And so like, I don't know, I think it's a early thing that there's going to be a lot of infrastructure built out. So I think there's a lot of upside to it. So if you think about it in the sense of like, what if you heard somebody that you really, really liked? And like, I'm going to use one of the biggest examples I could possibly use. What if you heard Drake early on and you heard a demo from Drake and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I'll put up 300, but I'll put up a tenth of an ETH on that, right? And then you have that song and then Drake ends up being Drake, right? Like how much is that tenth of an ETH worth at that point? So like, there's always that possibility too.
I had the same road when I first heard of music NFTs through TokenSmart. Being in those discords during COVID and all that stuff. I feel like that's what kind of everyone got their start, being in the social token and social communities. And I recall, man, like hearing the cipher, hearing Louis for the first time, and then finding out that he was part of the LADZ as well, which is really dope. And so far, man, like I bought like most of every Louis drop. It's great to see this guy really put in the work day in and day out. You see him grinding, always working on his craft, and always putting out quality content. And I feel like it's great to support someone like that, even if it's not a big name. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking to flip this. I'm honestly just looking to support him because I know the work he's putting into this, and I feel like he should be recognized because the man's talented. If you guys ever whoever was listening to the intro song, like that dude kills it. Like Louis is just so mad talented. I feel like there's so many people like that in the space. So when like Snoop Dogg comes out and drops something like that, and you can pay with it with ApeCoin, and all that stuff over ETH. That's cool. I get it. It's Snoop Dogg, and he's doing his first NFT, music NFTs. But I rather support people like Louis who are on the grind and are part of the community. They hang out in these discords. They're available to you to talk to and be a fan of. But like, whereas Snoop Dogg, you don't have that same type of access to him as you will as you would of some of these smaller name talents. But like Jared said, I feel like there's definitely such a broad now, I guess, marketplace for it than it was a year ago. There's so many people dropping I guess different editions that you can definitely find something you like if you never bought an NFT, a music NFT, if there's a specific genre you like. I feel like there's a little bit for everybody. And even finding people on Twitter, like the Twitter Spaces. I joined a few Twitter Spaces. They have like live music artists going on, and dude, like you can really find some really dope people, and they shout you out when you buy their stuff, and they appreciate it and say your thanks, send you a DM, hey, if you have any questions about the song or how it was created or anything like that, they've reached out to me in DMs before, which I think is great. I think having that access to the artist, having that connection with them is kind of something that you don't get. Whereas in Jared, where you said like, in real life, going to a concert or buying their CD or whatever. So I feel like the utility is going to be there, getting that access to these names now and moving forward when they get bigger, it's going to be something to definitely look forward to. And like Louis, drops the wearables, so I love wearing the wearables on crypto boxes, so you're into that stuff. It's definitely great. And, you get access to the Discord and all these different things. So, yeah, I feel like what Q touched on, this being the next meta, something big that's definitely around the corner, I totally agree with that. And I feel like you see it more and more popping up. The marketplaces are definitely much better now than they were a few months ago. So, yeah, definitely a lot to go through. And if you never checked it out, like Jared said, just get on there, listen to all the different songs on it. I'm sure you'll find something you like. What I like about it, too, though, is they're not really that expensive. I feel like you're almost paying the same thing as gas as you would to pay some of these mints. Like the other day, I bought the last mint from Louis collab. I forget the name of it, but it was a .01, and I bought the last one. And it was great to see because, the guy was so hyped about it. The guy he collabed with was so hyped about it because it sold out. So that definitely makes someone's day, So it's definitely cool to see. And like I said, if you want to check it out, definitely just go ahead and listen to all the stuff on there because they're not expensive at all. And you're supporting someone that's definitely grinding and trying to put something out there that's really good.
There's another one, Royal.io. I don't know if you guys have heard that one, that Blau runs, where when you buy the NFTs, depending on what rarity it is, you can get a % of royalties from the purchases of the music. So there's a lot of cool ways that you can really incorporate music into NFTs, and I think a lot of musicians have had this struggle over time where like royalties from Spotify suck, and just in general you're able to cut out the middleman by doing NFTs. You can just go straight to the source, connect with your fans, and I think that's what's pretty bullish for me as far as NFTs. Like you could have, say, tickets. You sell the tickets to your event through NFTs, and then forget Ticketmaster. You're getting the royalties on secondary sales straight to the artist. When maybe OpenSea gets a cut or something, but it's likely better from the artist side as well. That's what I think's pretty exciting about it.
I'm not crazy about Royal. Like it feels like kind of like a Trojan horse kind of like strategy to me. Like. Like Nas, I'm going to touch on Nas specifically, him coming in and being like, hey, you can get part of my streaming royalties for one song. Like Tiba was just saying, like, you don't get a whole lot of money for streaming royalties. So like offering a streaming royalty is cool. So like, if you're a fan of it, sure. But like you see those percentages down there, like those are like babies. Like if you're buying it for a royal, at least in current structures of things, and there's another platform out right now. It's spelled Decent. I think it's pronounced Decent, DECENT, and I don't know the domain it's on, but they're doing something similar. And like I think there's something to be had here, but like with the way that things pay right now, like there's just not a lot in streaming. There is a Web3 streaming service called Emanate. Natalie Crew actually is associated with them, but they pay a lot more than something like a Spotify. So that's worth checking out. Like if you wanted to do too, I think Kane's got music on there. I think Louis might, but like there's different people on there. So like you can still go support those people, and they actually get a lot more money based off of the streams on this. Now it's still not enough to like, it's not the same as making like an NFT sale, but it's a lot more. And if you're in the same spot, you can still listen to it. So a lot of it for me right now is supporting different people, and there'll be different people that do really well with it, and then some that don't. But like in the end, if you enjoy the music and if you happen to get some sort of cool experience out of it as well too, like it's a win-win for you and for the artist.